Are you ready? She faces illness and aging, filled with emptiness and middle-age confusion. That day, Fred and Mick were betting in the restaurant, and the female lead shocked everyone by slapping the man after dinner. Surprisingly, the man didn't get angry at all. It seemed that slap was what she deserved, as they both knew the unspoken mistakes, making them proud and angry in silence. After an emotional outburst, the couple sneaked into the forest and were caught by Fred and Mick doing wrong under their noses. In the most inappropriate place and time, they were hot and heavy, despite carrying unresolvable mistakes that faded away with her cries. But Mick had a secret deep inside, but he couldn't share the secret with his old buddy Fred. He watched a kid ride a bike and told Fred a metaphor: as long as you learn to ride as a child, you'll never forget it. Once back on, balance returns instantly. For Mick, Gilda opened his first window to life. He couldn't tell Fred directly. That night, everyone watched the show together, and Fred asked Jimmy how the role was coming along. Jimmy generously replied he was still figuring out details, while Lena thought Julian's divorce rooted in her and the kids. Meanwhile, Fred was totally clueless about where the problem lay. He didn't want to lie or say things he didn't fully understand just to make his daughter happy. Just like he only cared about music, it didn't need language or much practice, simpler than family. At the rehab center downstairs, a pretty girl in glasses often sits, bringing her mom occasionally, perhaps due to her mom's illness costs. The inexperienced girl had been at the nursing home, offering herself as a feather for her father. Soon after, the Queen's envoy came again to invite Fred. However, Fred declined and said he would only play his old hit recitation. This left the envoy scratching his head, even showing confusion over Fred's refusal, and he awkwardly departed after hearing that. Lena cried behind her father, realizing he loved her mother but was obsessed with music, neglecting their feelings. That day, Fred was very emotional, and the mute girl finally spoke for the first time. The stylish girl seemed to demand very little from the world. Her desires were too low even to make her speak. Only music and dance could truly help her express herself. Like a telescope, if you look through it one way, that's how you saw yourself as a youth. All things seem closer, that's your future. If you flip it around, that's how you'd see yourself when you're old. Everything seems far away, that's your past. With this, Mick's script is nearing its end, yet he still needs a perfect conclusion. Although childhood memories are missing, he is sure he will achieve it soon. Lena's long-standing issues with her father finally got resolved, and he freed himself from his failed marriage. Dressed like a sexy goddess, Lena instantly caught the attention of a rock-climbing enthusiast who boldly approached her, despite his awkward reason. But he showed a free spirit Lena's craving. Luca took her to the rehab center's climbing gym, carrying a girl as he climbed. The little girl was initially scared, but as they climbed higher, she saw a beautiful perspective of the world, which deeply moved Lena. She quietly turned and left. While eating at the restaurant, Lena reminded her father that a Frenchman had written him many letters. He hoped to compile and publish Fred's memoirs, but stubborn Fred still chose to decline. Mick deeply regretted this decision, but the performances presented the evening were indeed fantastic. Jimmy was chatting with Fred when a Miss Universe approached him, thrilled to meet her idol, driven crazy by Jimmy's portrayal of Mr. Q. However, that role left Jimmy feeling a bit awkward. Have you seen any other movies apart from this mechanical one? Of course. My life is my movie. I just want to be an actor. I don't want to rely solely on my looks. So, do you just watch reality shows? I'm thankful for such idols. But once absorbed by poison, they will inevitably perish too. Tell me about the movies you've seen. Later, Jimmy met a girl who admitted seeing him in a film. To Jimmy's surprise, the girl mentioned not Mr. Q, but a character he played, a father who had never met his son. The girl loved a quote from that film. Jimmy, inspired by the girl, chose Vacation as he wasn't ready for the next role. The girl's words gave her hope. She wanted to portray desire, not meaningless fear. As soothing music filled the space, a masseuse danced gracefully before the TV, making the once golden days feel surprised. This encapsulated everything in her heart, representing the younger generation. Jimmy finally arrived at the barber, determined to be an actress who pursued her desires. The priest in red gazed at the night sky from her hammock, as she never rejected others' views of herself. Nina woke to her father's gentle gaze. Fred tapped his neck rhythmically. Rick snuggled with young screenwriters, discussing the script. The wind caressed the night. Jimmy entered the rehab in her new look for her heart. Everything in her heart hoped to be eternally etched in people's minds. Jimmy encountered the little girl first. The girl froze for a moment, then smiled, greeting her. Jimmy imitated the golden left foot's walk, limping to the restaurant, adopting the noble couple standing stance, using Fred's usual napkin. Everyone in the restaurant was shocked silent as Jimmy's performance deepened, showing complex art stems from ordinary life. In a sexy swimsuit, Lena emerged from the pool, showcasing her curves, while Mick finally had the chance to apologize for his son's mistake. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube to catch more exciting content.